everybody, and welcome back to the Adventures in Collecting YouTube channel, where we take a closer look at the toys we talk about on the show. And today, the world of Plunderlings. We are taking a look at some of the latest Plunderlings goodies as the world expands. We are looking at both the Plunderfrogs as well as the Plunderbeaks. So I couldn't contain myself and I already opened one of the Plunderbeaks, but we've got 5 additional figures to look at today. So we're going to be looking at the 3 new Plunderfrogs, which you see here in all of their multi-limbed goodness. Of course, the usual box treatment, which is super cool. You got the feetsies on the bottom. You got the nice window on the top and the front showing you off the frogs. In this case, this is Mako or Mako. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. This is the one I'm actually most excited for in the wave. He's got the very steampunk inspired gear here. Very, very excited for these Plunderfrogs. Love the expression, love the colorways. And then also, like I mentioned, the Plunderbeaks. So we've got a couple of these to look at as well. So same box treatment there as the frogs. These are more in that kind of Plunder long category, so they're a little bit taller. Friend of the pod and founder at Plunderlings, Plunder Planet, if you will. Ricky tells me that the Plunderbeaks are the villains of our story. So we now have we have lots of character happening here. So we've got different scales, we've got or all the same scale, but we've got different sizes, different form factors, and different creatures now. So with that, let's get these into the light box, take a closer look at the Plunderfrogs and Plunderbeaks, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Folks, and there you have it. There are your Plunderfrogs and your Plunderbeaks out of the box, and as I am always just kind of flabbergasted by the Plunder world, these are fantastic. Again, like the colors, the detail, the deco, all on point, as I knew was going to be the case. This one is definitely my favorite. Now, there are so many accessories. This video could be 45 minutes long of me going through every detail and every single individual accessory for these, but I'm going to save you some time, I'm going to save me some time. And the reason why I showed them the way that I showed them is to kind of show you the 3 different configurations. So we'll start with the frogs. All 3 frogs come with a hood and a mask. Like you see here, they come with 3 different heads and 2 different tongue attachments for the one head. And you can kind of see that configuration as we go through here. Now, I did leave the mask and the hood on this guy because I want to show you how it comes on and off. That's something that was not there in the light box. So it's 2 pieces. The hood comes off, and you can see it's got a port in there for the tadpole-like tail. And then the mask just friction fits onto the frog's face. You can see that it lines up with kind of the breathing holes, ear holes on the figure. It does stay on without the hood if you wanted to wear it in that configuration, but the hood, the way that it sits on, kind of locks it into place as you saw there. But all three of them do come with different masks. They do have different accessories. So this one here has the two slingshot style pistols, as well as a bunch of different vials filled with various clear elixirs. I like this one. It has a skull stopper on it. And then this is your kind of neutral smiling head expression. They all do come with individual hands as well. So they have fists, open hands, and C-grips. They hold onto their accessories really well. And as you can see with our next example, they can also hold their accessories with their tongue. And with all of these hands and different combinations, there are so many different ways that you can kind of play with these. The tongue accessory, the way that he actually holds onto it, there's a little tiny C-grip clip. It's actually the same type of clip that goes into the back, which you can see on this guy here. It's the same one that goes into the back and the little port in the back of their hoods, and it clips into the tongue and allows you to use the tongue to hold an additional weapon. And as you saw, I had this guy balanced. You can do all sorts of fun things with the way that these guys move. The articulation on these is, even with the additional arms, is still really great. It's everything that we're used to seeing in a Plunderling figure. Nothing is encumbered or kind of gets in the way. They still move exactly the same way that the previous Plunderlings do move. So you get those double knees, double elbows, you get the, single elbows. But there is a really wide range of motion that you get out of these guys. So this is that head with the interchangeable tongue, and there's a shorter tongue attachment. So if you take this out and you put the shorter tongue in, it's kind of like half out, and just avoids it from looking like there's just a big gap there in the tongue. And then the last head is let's call it the business head. So little angry means business. But I also wanted to show you too that they have, so many different loadout options. So this guy's holding his almost like Aztec, Mayan, Incan, ancient peoples inspired gear. I love this sword, but he's also got a torch in one hand. So, the possibilities are kind of endless. Like it's cool to have him be able to hold a shield to defend himself while also lighting his way, while also, trying to ward off an enemy. And then he's got his backup axe is clipped to him, and everything is tight. Everything fits really nicely. And again, this can all be combined. So you can take the mask from one, and you can put it on, even though this isn't the mask that he comes with, you can still, because of the way that these are made, you can still just easily put that mask on. Again, he's got a mask that matches more of his kind of Incan warrior, Incan, plunderer type of look. But you can mix and match wherever you want with these, which is great. The other thing is, I don't have one handy, but I can show you with these two here. The colors are the same. So, I have an original Plunderling here, and then the Plunder Frog, and you can see the purple is the same, especially in like their heads and bodies and everything. And this is purposeful because if you have the little like baby Plunderling bodies, you could take the head off and put it on that body and get like a little tadpole guy. So the colors do match across these, so you can mix and match and kind of create your own character, much to Ricky's dismay. You can kit bash and you can make your own characters in this world, which is really cool. And you can see from a comparison standpoint, size-wise, the Plunderfrogs and the original Plunderlings are, the same height. So these characters are the same height. And then just, you know, a comparison with, you know, Plunder Strong, obviously much larger, and then a Plunder Long is just slightly larger. And then, of course, in comparison with our Plunderbeaks. And let's talk a little bit about our Plunderbeaks next. So, again, there are also 3 of these. Same as I did with the Plunderlings, the thing, or the Plunderfrogs, excuse me, is instead of the different mask and hood configurations, let's talk for a second about the wings. So there are a bunch of different ways that you can do this with their wings. So this guy, you can see, has, I have the configuration of 2-piece wings. That way I can kind of keep him a little bit smaller. I can keep them look like they're folded up. He is the kind of like leader character. So I wanted him to look more like he was wearing a cape. You know, he's not really doing the dirty work, right? Like, he's got his saber, he's folded up, he's giving orders. You know, he's looking regal, right? Then you have somebody with just a single piece wing. So this is just the tip piece. And you can see with this guy too, especially with his accessory, this is unique. He's got like a tie on his back, like you would see on a dock. And you can see that that's, you know, roped onto him. And then what they've done is they've given us an actual rope accessory here with clips on the end. So you clip it like with a metal clip onto the actual blade and then onto the tie-on on his back. So this is really cool. Again, these have the same magnet helmet feature that previous Plunderlings have had. And I can show you that the, we'll see, does the magnet... So the magnet also works on the frogs. So you can put the magnet helmet on the frogs. And I know at some point they did switch polarity on their magnets. So I don't know, this is like an original Plunderling that I have, so I don't know, yeah. Oh no, it does. Nope, no it doesn't, I lied. At some point they did switch the polarity of the magnets, so I think my Plunderling is really old, so I don't think it'll work on that one. Yeah, but it does work on the frogs. So if you wanted the frogs to wear the helmet or the hats, it does seem to, you just gotta find the sweet spot there. Where is it? There we go. That's pretty cool. But they do have the magnetized helmets, and they are interchangeable. So, you know, this guy comes with the kind of steel helmet, but if you wanted him to switch out and wear the beanie from the other character, he can also do that, which actually looks really nice on him. But this is an actual rope, like I said, like a rope accessory. It's not it's not plastic. This is actual fibrous rope. Again, great deco and detail on these guys. They've got a really deep ab crunch that gets them down really far. And again, you know, with the different wing configuration, you can kind of mess with this however you want. I figured him with the rope kind of being like almost thinking in my head like a longshoreman type pirate. You know, he can't have his wings getting in the way. Plus, you know, birds, their feathers collapse. They can seemingly disappear into almost nothing. So it's a cool way to kind of sell that illusion. And then of course you can have the full gamut of wing. So the 3-piece, this does get, you know, considerably large. He's got a nice wingspan there. I'd say it's just about twice his body length, maybe even a little more actually. And the way that these wings work is they're on double, it's like a double barbell in here. So, you know, you can kind of twist them into whatever shape if you want him to look like, you know, he has a battle damaged wing, maybe, you know, he got into a scrap, and he's kind of messed up, or, you know, you just kind of have them spread out. You can use it to kind of close the gaps in the wing there. So like you see, like like this, right? Like there are these gaps from the barbells because of the way that they're shaped and the way that they design the articulation. You can actually close those gaps using just kind of the hinge itself, which is again like a really cool engineering tactic. The colors on these again pop. These guys come with various different hands. Again, you've got your fists, your open hands, and your C grips. The beaks do open. Get one open here for you, so you can see. The beak does open. The tongue actually comes up too on the beak. Can be a little challenging to get in there. What I've found is actually helpful. If you take one of the weapons, there you go. If you take like a sword, but you can see that the tongue is also articulated, so you can have them, in various form of mouth open, tongue up, tongue down. Just lots of character in these figures, as has always been the case with the world of Plunderlings. And again, just in terms of size comparison, so we'll put our full wingspan guy down here, and do a quick comparison. So these guys, I would say, are on par height-wise with the Plunder longs. They are actually pretty much the same height. They are significantly taller than your fawn or your Plunderling. And then you saw the comparison before with the frog. Here they are with the strong. So these are actually in stock. All 6 of these are in stock right now at plunderlings.com. Or if you want to add them to your pile of loot, you can go to Big Bad Toy Store and you can pre-order them. They should be hitting Big Bad very soon. So whichever is more convenient for you, if you would rather, if you have maybe some store credit at Big Bad, or you just want to add them to your pile of loot and take advantage of that flat rate shipping, whichever you prefer, you have the option, and we'll put links to both of them in the description below. But we have been big fans here of the Plunder Planet, Plunderlings, World of Plunderlings since launch, since the Kickstarter that kind of started this all, and I'm super excited to see this world continue to grow with these really rich characters. Again, just here's that color combination. You can see it's the same orange. So the orange characters are all the same orange, the purple ones, same purple, red, the same red, etc. So really excited to see what they have planned next. But I want to hear from you guys. What's your favorite part of the Plunderling world so far? What do you want to see more of? Do you want to see just more Plunderlings? Do you want to see more different types of creatures? We want to know. So let us know in the comments below. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss it when we post new videos. While you're liking and subscribing to things, go ahead and follow us here at AIC_podcast on Instagram, X, TikTok, all the places where we're constantly posting toy news, deals, availability, anything and everything that we think would help out the community. And then, of course, the podcast. So Adventures in Collecting, you can find us wherever you find podcasts. Simply search for Adventures in Collecting or hit the link in the description below, which will take you to our website, and you can find links to all of the things that I just mentioned, including where to buy your Plunderlings. And as always, keep calm and plunder on. Until next time.